It is with a rather heavy heart that I make this video. Too often I come across research scholars who tell me that they are passing through the worst periods of their lives, that they are surrounded by insuperable problems, that they find nothing but difficulties at every turn, at every step, that they are feeling miserable, and that they have only one desire at that point of time, at that particular moment, and that is the desire to put an end to their research as quickly as possible. Well, it makes me very sad to hear such things because this is not what research should be. This is not what research is. When I look back on my days as a research scholar, I am able to remember them as the most happy, productive, enjoyable, exciting period of my life. And at various points in my later life, I used to feel very nostalgic for my days as a research scholar. And even today, I have very bright and happy memories of that stage in my life. Almost anything in this life can be painful, problematic, even traumatic, and almost anything can be interesting, exciting, enjoyable. Everything depends on how you're able to order the factors that come into play. If you find your research unbearably painful, and if you find that your research makes you miserable, the problem lies not with your research but with you. Let us try to take a look on what can be done to make research truly enjoyable. Choose the right subject. There is no such thing as a universally right subject. You should choose the subject which is right for you. Choose the subject which fascinates you, which is capable of rousing your passion. For example, if you are passionate about plants and trees and birds and animals, just as I am, and your research topic is related to ecotheory, well, your research will not be work for you. It will be only fun. This first step of choosing the right topic is sufficient to destroy most of the problems associated with research. Choose your topic carefully after bestowing sufficient thought on it, after trying to understand all the facets of it. Make sure that your research topic is just the one for you. Choose the right guide. This is a rather more tricky matter because it is not possible to assess effectively, to evaluate effectively a human being except over the years. And even then, you can do it only partially. But at any cost, you have to ensure that you choose the right supervising teacher. I know of several instances of research scholars abandoning the research because of their differences with their supervising teacher, of research scholars even committing suicide because of their conflicts with their guides. You have to investigate, you have to inquire, and you have to make sure that your your supervising teacher is someone with whom you can get along well. Your rapport with your supervising teacher is a crucial factor contributing to the success, contributing to the enjoyment of your research. When I started my research, or when I was about to start my research, I had the option of doing it under the guidance of a supervising teacher, of a professor, of an illustrious professor who was also a famous poet and a famous translator. And he was rather keen to accept me as his research scholar. But I realized in no time that I would never ever be able to get along with him, at least reasonably well. And I chose to do my research under the guidance of another teacher, a much less glamorous figure. And when I look back, I feel that I took a very right decision. The point is that at any cost, you have to ensure that you choose the right person as your guide. Choose the right organization. Every organization has its own identity, its own history, its own culture, its own ethos. And you have to choose an organization into which you can easily fit in. If you find yourself in an organization which makes you something like a fish out of water, well, you're asking for trouble. If you, as a research scholar, find yourself in a university department or an institute or a college where you are a misfit, even if all the other factors are in your favor, you are bound to find yourself in a very difficult period of your life. So you have to inquire, you have to investigate, and you have to ensure that you choose the right organization. Remove distractions. I was about to say remove all distractions, but then I corrected myself. Because for many people it's not possible, simply not possible, to remove all distractions. In my life, I frequently succeed in removing all the distractions when I have to do something important and I'm able to concentrate on my work. That could be because I don't lead what is seen as a very normal life. In a so-called normal life, distractions are always present. The ideal thing would be, while doing your research, to put your life on hold. To put your life on hold. There is the old saying, the law is a jealous mistress. The law is a jealous mistress. I would say that research is a jealous mistress as well. Well, it may not be practical, it may not be feasible for many research scholars to put their life on hold. Let them not remove all the distractions, but let them remove at least most of the distractions. Make an effort to fall in love. Make an effort to fall in love, not with a fellow research scholar, but with your research makes a lot of difference. Most people don't understand. You can easily will yourself to fall in love with a person and love that person despite all the faults, despite the cost of the love affair. It is much easier to love something consciously, deliberately, and you can make yourself fall in love with your research. And I can assure you that the rewards will be amazing. Connect it with things you enjoy. One way to make your research really enjoyable is to ensure that it involves activities which you enjoy. For example, something I enjoy immensely is to spend time in a library. And my favorite library is the Connemara Library in Chennai. I have a very heavy breakfast and then I go to the library and I spend the day reading and preparing notes. And when I walk out of that hallowed temple of learning in the evening, I experience a profound sense of elation in my heart. I've lost track of the number. This is the last point. I think it's the seventh point. De-stress. I think I shall put it this way. De-stress if necessary. If you feel that you require de-stressing, well, go ahead. Ensure that you have de-stressing sessions regularly at regular intervals. This could be anything. It could be listening to music or going for a walk or going to the gym or maybe watching a movie. I wouldn't recommend that because movies take too much of your time and emotional space. Well, whatever be it, if you feel that you need de stressing, you have to ensure that you de stress at periodical intervals. Personally, I have never ever felt the need for de stressing. I have always believed that the best way to de stress after a very intense spell of work, after a very intense spell of work, the best way to de stress is to do more work.